Yeah, welcome everybody to the second class on the Manisha Panchakam, and we got through the first mantra last time. We'll just see how today progresses. Just for the sake of the replay, just so anyone listening knows that we're still usually having meetings here at 8:30 p.m. IST on Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. And whether it's classes or Q&As varies a little bit. What else? The replays are here for a number of Upanishads on this house. And Bindaji also taught classes in the house that's called Advaita. And there are many other Upanishads from the earlier years of Clubhouse over there on replay. And the last thing I just wanted to say, other than that we're very happy to all be together and have this opportunity, I communicated this a little bit earlier to Bindaji. I think it's pretty easy for people, for all of us, to listen to this particular series of classes and just think, oh, these are things we all know, you know. We should all know this. We can just move on through it quickly. But I think that's also true for things like the Mahavakyas, because we're so used to hearing them. But I read back through the 5 mantras this morning, which are in the Dropbox up above. You don't need to have the app. You'll be able to get right to the PDF if you'd like to look. It's, I feel, a very beautiful document Bindaji put together that has a Sanskrit, the transliterations, but then it also goes through many of the words there and translates them to English before it gives an English translation. And I really feel that just reflecting on this, Bindaji, I'm so glad you decided to do these classes. Just reflecting on that document and those mantras. And if those things don't seem absolutely true to us already, then I think it's our own work to look inside and find how we can really realize those things. So thank you so much, everybody. And welcome, Prakash, also. And thank you also, Prakash, for being a moderator in this house for us. Thank you. Go ahead, Bindaji.
Thank you, Atmisha. Harium Prakash. Namaste and Harium to everyone in the audience. To the second day of Manisha Panchakam. Let us start. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrabhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmatacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parambaram Shrutismriti-Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad-Pada Shankaram Loka-Shankaram Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutrabhashikritau Vande Bhagavantau Punah Punaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murtibeda Vibhagine Vyomavat Vyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Om Shri Dakshinamurtaye Namaha. In the last class, we saw the first mantra which Acharya Shankara has written in confirmation as to Guru Rityesham Manisha Mama. It is my firm conviction, or it is my determined knowledge that such a person is the Guru, whether he be a Chandala or whether he is a Dvija, irrespective of what is the nature of the Guru, the nature of the physical body of the Guru. He is Guru to me whose Drida Pratnyapi Yasyasti Chedi. So the Guru also should have a Drida Pratnya. On what? Ya Samvit. That is the whole word of that mantra, shloka and the whole thing. Ya Samvit, in which Drida Pratnya should be. Samvit means knowledge. Ya mean in which knowledge should be the establishment of what are the things which he is referring to? Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu. Jagrati, Swapne, Sushuptishu. In all the three, waking, dream and deep sleep. Sputatara, in absolute clarity. Ya Samvid Ujrumbade. That knowledge or awareness which is Ujrumbade means like, the sun shining through when clouds pass. In between there is a gap through which the shining of sun, when it penetrates, that is actually the word Ujrumbade means. But here, it is not that it is shining only in between. That is why it is mentioned as Jagrat Swapna Sushuptishu. We all have only these three experiences: waking, dream and deep sleep. In all the three, what is Pudadara? That is why it is called Ujrumbade. The clearmost awareness, not the information which is the mind or the intellect is cognizing, nor the emotions, feelings and thoughts which the mind is used to, but there is a awareness in which all knowledge, all experiences, all happenings of waking, dream and deep sleep is being acknowledged by the individual. That samvit is what he is talking about. And that is also Brahmadi Pipiliganta Tanushu Prota Jagat Sakshini. Brahma, the creator, to Adi, starting from that Brahma, Pipilikanta, means the smallest of the creation. In each one of them they have Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, and for each one of Deshu, in that one, it is the same Samvit which is Prodhatara, or which is the clearmost, uttermost. Prota Jagat Sakshini, it is like a thread through the beads of garland. This witness consciousness from the creator to the ant, in every one of them, the consciousness is the same. Therefore, it is like a thread, and connecting the big creator to the smallest of the smallest creation, the ant, is the Sakshi in the form of Jagat Sakshi. Jagat here means not the world, but in the field of experience of Jagrat Swapna Sushupti, the waking, dream and deep sleep. In all these things there is a samvit or an awareness, and that sa eva aham, that awareness is my nature, saivaham. That is my true identity or true nature. Nacha drishya vastu iti, not what I see as objects. Here only drishya vastu is mentioned, which means it is not only the which is visually seen, but all sorts of perception through the all sense organs, and including the internal acknowledgement through the mind. All of them are drishya vastu, means objectifiable. I am not that, but I am the one which is the subject which is objectifying all of them. Such a person whose prajna is dridam, the person who is established in that knowledge that I am the awareness, he is my guru, is my firm conviction, whether he is in the form of a brahmana or whether he is in the form of a chandala. This is the first verse of the sloka. Now, when we go to the second thing, he is continuing about the nature of awareness, but in a different form. Here it is that Brahmaivaham jagatcha sakalam chinmatra vistaritam sarvam chaidad avidyaya trigunaya shesham maya kalpitam. Ittam yasya dridhamati sukatare nityedvare nirmale chandalostu sadidvijostu gururityesham manisha mama. Here also the last ending line is that my conviction is unchallenged or undisturbed or unshakable about the Guru, whatever may be his form, whether he is in the form of a Chandala or a Brahmana, doesn't matter. He is Dridamati. He is the one who has his Mati means intellect. Dridamati. In the previous verse, he is Drida Pratnya. Here he is using the word Dridamati. Yasya Dridamati. There Yasya Pratnyapi is in the first verse. Sukhatare pare nirmale. Nitye pare nirmale. Nitye sukhatare pare nirmale. That pare means the Param Atma or Param Brahma, which is in the form of Nirmalaha, means without any Kalanga or without any adulteration or without any second one in it. Nirmalam, Malam means dirt. Nirmalam means without dirt. That it is the one which doesn't have any dirt means anything other than that in it. And it is in the form of Nitya. Nitye, Pare, Nirmale, Sugatare. All of them are adjectives for Pare. Pare Brahmani. It is that word. So, Nitya means in the form of eternity. Sukhatare is in the form of ultimate bliss. So this Parabrahma, which is in the form of uncontaminated, eternal bliss, in that whose intellect is fixated, he is my Guru, is what the last two lines are making. See, in our activity, if you look at it, all our activities can be divided into two categories. One is we want to expand in space. That is why we are aggrandizing, accumulating, saying possessions, and having the need for want of things, because that lack of, want is a indirect expression of our shortness in the nature of feeling, being infinite in nature. That spatial, expansion, expand in space is our interest by doing all these activities of accumulation, aggrandizing, wanting, need, etc. And there is another aspect to it. We want to be eternal in our being. That eternity is the one which is why we are looking for, we have the feeling that I am going to be there tomorrow, I am going to be there next year. All the planning and everything which we do about our future is because we want to be eternal. Even though we all know that death is on the doorstep anytime, and it can knock at any time and take us away from this body. But we have that eternity in our inbuilt need for us. So this eternity is represented by the word Nitya here, and expansion in space is what is by the word Nirmala, Sukhatare Nirmale, the bliss where there is no contamination. So this is how that nature of Param, Brahma, is being referred here. And how is it that Brahmaivaham idam, I am that Brahma, which is now referred here as Sukhe Pare Nirmale. I am that Brahma. Brahma eva aham idam. Idam jagat cha sakalam. So that idam has to be taken with the jagat. Sakalam means entire world. This entire world is aham, in the form of Brahma. And how I am Brahma in this world? Chinmatra Vistaritam. Vistaritam means expanded and covering. That is Vistaram. Vistaritam means by spreading and occupying every bit of it in the form of Chinmatram. Chinmatram means here is the consciousness in the form of consciousness. Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is the existence, Chit is the consciousness. So in the Chinmatra, in the form of consciousness, idam jagatcha sakalam vistaritam. So we learned it in our Ishavasya Upanishad. Ishavasyam idam jagat, Ishavasyam idam sarvam. So there also it is the vistaritam, achadanam. So that is why same word is used in a different meaning here. Different in the same word, now different word with the same meaning is used here. Vistaritam here. So Brahma eva aham, that Isha is now I am in the form of Chinmatra, and I am covering the entire world, and that is idam jagatcha sakalam. In the jagat is what? Nama Rupa, in the names and forms. So in the names and forms, there is consciousness. The name and form of objects are surviving because there is consciousness and existence in the object. The object per se, even though has a name and form, it is an object only because it is conscious in its nature. And therefore, I am also consciousness, and my consciousness, when it is in touch with the consciousness of the names and the forms, I am having the experience of knowing in my intellect or the mind. So this experiencing is an after effect of the contact with the consciousness of it. This is how the Nyaya school of Nyaya Vaisheshik also is saying that, the Jiva avachinna Chaitanya, Vastu avachinna Chaitanya, and the Drishya avastinna Chaitanya. All the three, avachinna means conditioned by. The conditioned Chaitanya, conditioned in the Jiva or the individual as consciousness, consciousness limited or conditioned by the object. And there is also the act of knowing, which is the perception. So there is consciousness limited or delimited or conditioned by the perception. When the three merge, the three becomes one unity. Therefore, I perceive the object. That is how the knowing takes place. So here, idam jagatcha sakalam chinmatra vistaritam. So the whole world other than me is spread by the same chinmatra, which is my nature also, because aham Brahma. I am the Brahma, which is also chinmatra, Satchitanandam Brahma, Satyajnanam Anandam Brahma. So Brahma is also is known as Chaitanya. Sarvam cha etat. Next line, the sarvam cha etat avidyaya trigunaya avidyaya shesham maya kalpidam. So sarvam, the word sarvam, the multiplicity, in the first line, he removed the multiplicity by saying that all of them are nothing but same Chaitanya Matram. But in the second line beginning, he uses a word sarvam, where the multiplicity word is used. And that multiplicity, cha, etat, is due to avidyaya, is due to the ignorance in the form of trigunaya. In the Sattva Rajas Tamas form, the avidya is in the form of Sattva Rajas Tamas. Shesham maya kalpidam. Later I give them names and forms, and then I call them by separations and multiplicity. But in reality, there is only one. There is Ekameva Advitiyam Brahma. That Chaitanya is that Chinmatra Vistaritam Idam Jagat Cha Sakalam, now appearing as Sarvam in the form of Nama Rupa. Due to Trigunaya Avidya, the Sattva Rajas Tamas ignorance, is the reason why Maya Kalpidam, it is not they are separate. I am imagining them to be separate later because I am now under the influence of the Trigunatmika Maya or Avidya. So this is the second verse he is saying that. So in this one who has Dridamati is firmly establishing himself in that knowledge that Brahma eva aham, I am that Brahma, and he sees that Nitya pare nirmale sukatare, that Brahma as Nirmala, which is without any contamination, Nitya is eternal, and Sukatare, Taraya means here is the superlative. So the utmost bliss or the supermost bliss is what is there, and who is in that form of bliss? He who has established himself in that bliss, whatever may be his physical form, whether he is in the form of a Dvija or a Chandala, let him be a Brahmana or a Chandala, doesn't matter. Guru Rityesha Manisha Mama, he is indeed my Guru. The outward look is immaterial because his intellect is established in that bliss of Brahman. He is indeed my Guru. This is how the second mantra goes. And when we come to the third mantra, Shashvanashwara meva vishwamakhilam nischitya vacha guru nityam brahma nirandaram vimrshata nirvyaja shandatmana bhudambadi cha dushkritam pradahata samvinmaye pavake prarabdhaya samarpitam swavapuripotyesham manisham mama. So here is that what he is saying in the experiences what we are going through in our day-to-day life. Guru Vacha. It is after listening to the words of the Guru, Akhilam Vishwam, the entire world, this Prapancham or this entire cosmos, complete. Akhilam means complete. Shashwat Nashwaram Eva. Shashwat Nashwaram means Nashwaram means is everlasting. Anashwaram is na sharam eva. Asharam. Anashwaram. So Shashwan Nashwara means always in the form of destruction. It is getting destroyed. Means nothing is eternal. The whole world is impermanent. Is the teaching from my Guru. Guru Vacha. Akhilam Vishwam Sachanvashwaram Eva. Is indeed the it is impermanent. This is the words from the Guru, Nischitya, having confirmed from the words of the teacher. The teaching is now absorbed by me. So I am now confirmed that this world is ephemeral and it is eternally getting destroyed. Nothing is permanent in this world is the teaching by my Guru has told me, the Guru Vacha. Nirvyaja Shandatmana. And that Guru, who is in the Guru, how is he? In the previous verse we said that, that he is in the utmost bliss. So here he is using another word for it. Nirvyaja Shantatmana. His Atmana means his mind is Shanta, means tranquil. Nirvyaja means without any kalanga or without any falsification in it. He is not pretending to be peaceful or tranquil. He is indeed an embodiment of peace. That is the confirmation which I am getting after listening to him. Nityam Nirandaram. Nityam means every day or without any gap of time. Nirandaram means without intermittent gaps in between. Andaram means gap. Nirandaram means without gap. So Nityam is showing the eternity and Nirandaram is showing the spatial or the continuity of infinity in the space. Nityam is eternity in time. So in all these cases, his establishment in the tranquil mind is eternal and is always, wherever he is, Brahma Vimrasata. He is always discussing only, Vimrasata means he is doing the discussion of Brahma, the Brahma Vastu. The Parabrahman, which has been defined at Ya Samvid Ujrumbade, that Samvid is the Brahman. He is discussing about it all the time, Vimrasata. Samvinmaye Pavake. Samvit Mayam. Here again the word Samvit has come. Pavaka means Agni or fire. This knowledge is in the form of fire, which is doing what? It is the one which is burning out all my ignorance. Jnanagni sarvakarmani bhasmasat kurute Arjuna is what Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. So here samvinmaye pavake bhudam bhavicha dushkritam, that all the three forms of karma, that is Sanchita, Agami and Prarabdha, all the three are samvinmaye pavake, and he is pradahata. Pradahata means dahanam, or by burning. So all the Sanchita, Agami, Prarabdha karmas are burnt in the Samvit Pavake, in the knowledge, in the fire of knowledge. Knowing, how does the fire of knowledge burn all the three, Sagami, Sanchita and Pavaka? Knowing that I am Brahmaivaham, I am that Brahma, and not this Jiva, which is a bundle of Sanchita, Agami and Prarabdha karmas. I was thinking that I am the Jiva, limited individual, and therefore I have to do karma and, dharma, the karma in such a way that I'll attain Swarga Loka or burn my Papa karmas. All those thoughts which I am thinking because I am the limited individual has been now burned down by enlightening me that I am that Brahman, not because Jagatcha Sakalam Chinmatra Vistaritam. In the Jagat Sakalam, I am also part of the Jagat. I am also part of the cosmos or the world. And when it is Chinmatra Vistaritam, that Brahma is Vistaritam, Ishavasya Jagatcha Sakalam. So that when it is pressing, I cannot be out separately standing out and saying that the world is now Brahman, I am not Brahman, I am Jiva. No. I am also part of the world. So I am also becoming the same thing. Otherwise that mantra has no meaning. Ishavasyam idam sarvam, that mantra of Ishavasya becomes null and void. No, it is that exactly what it is mentioned here also, Jagatcha Sarvam. And this is being taught to me by Guru Vacha. Shashvanashwara Vishwamakhilam Nishchitya Vacha Guru. Nityam Brahma Nirantaram Vimirshada Nirvyaja Shantatmana. So he is established in the Shantatmana due to this knowledge. And that knowledge is now imparted on to me. And therefore, I am also have burnt the Bhudam Bhavicha Dushkritam. Dushkritam means Dushkritam karma, which also because of which I have got the Prarabdha body now. And in that, Acharya is adding one more line to the last one. Prarabdhaya samarpitam swavapuhu. Iti esha manisha mama. Now, Prarabdhaya samarpitam swavapuhu. This body, I am not the body. Please understand that. I am not the body. I am Brahmaivaham. And that has been taught to me by my Guru. And Vishwamakhilam is nothing but that Brahma. And knowledge of that Guru Vacha, because of which Samvinmage Pavake, in the fire in the form of knowledge, Pradahatam, I have burnt Bhudam Bhavicha Dushkritam. The Bhudam means future, the past. Bhavi means future. Dushkritam, what has been done and because of which this body is being now given to for doing this learning and the prarabdha. That is what is called prarabdha. So prarabdhaya samarpitam. So this vapu, which is not me, I am submitting this body to the prarabdha. Whether the body is surviving, it is getting burnt, or it is getting tossed up and down, or it is being given accolades by the people, or it is being, ridiculed by the people. Nothing. Sugadukke samikritva labha labho jaya jayo. That attitude of what Krishna told Arjuna about Siddha Prajna. That is the attitude when you samarpidam swavapu. Your body when you surrender it to the prarabdham. Because this body is a product of prarabdha, but that has also been burnt in my knowledge. My knowledge doesn't have prarabdha because I have been freed from that. The body is not me. It is just like the stone or the tree or the animal which I am seeing in the world. My body is also an object which has got a name and form. Nama Rupa. So that Nama Rupa was Swavapuhu is now being submitted to the prarabdha of the body. Just like the prarabdha of the tree is to stand and do whatever it is supposed to do. The animal is supposed to do whatever it is. It is a prarabdha of that vapuhu. That vapuhu means body. So every body is going through prarabdha is what I am seeing. And I am also knowing that the Chaitanya or the Brahma or that Samvit in all of them are always untouched by the Agami Sanjita Prarabdha Karmas. It is only what is being seen as the Nama Rupa is what is going through the Bhavi Chadushkritam. So this has been Guru Vacha to me from my Guru. And that Guru, when he is established in the Nirvyaja Shantatmana, in the absolute peace, that peace is what is transmitted to me also. Therefore, I am also at peace and not perturbed by what is going to happen to this body because I am not the body. Therefore, one who taught me this, Guru Vacha, Sa Ityesham Manisham, that is the Guru who has taught me all this. This knowledge that I was till now carrying, that due to avidya, avidya Shesham Maya Kalpitam. That whatever I have by imagination thinking that I am the body, my body, and therefore the ego, the mind, the intellect and everything on the body is me. All thus that has been now burnt in the knowledge, and therefore I become Nityam Brahma Nirantaram. In that Nityam and Nirantaram Brahma, that is eternal and all-pervading, omniscient, omnipotent, all that is the nature of Brahma, and therefore I am Aham Brahmaiva Hamidam. That is my experience and that is my conviction. And therefore the Guru, he is a Guru, whether he is in the form of a Brahmana or whether he is in the form of a Kshatriya. It doesn't matter. I am convinced that I am not the body and therefore I am free from the prarabdha also. Then comes the next mantra, which is the fourth one. Ya tiryang nara devata vi abhiraham atyanda spuda grihyate yadbhasa hridayaksha deha vishaya bhandi swata swato chetana tam bhasyai pihitarka mandala nibham spurtim sada bhavayan yogi nirvrita manasohi guru ityesha manisha mama. Here also he is saying that such a guru is such a guru is my conviction. Now what is that? Ya tiryang nara devatabhihi. Ya samvit. So he didn't use the word samvit here. We have to take it from the previous verse. Ya samvit. In which knowledge or which consciousness? Tiryang nara devatabhihi. Tiryang means pakshi mrigadi. All the animals. Nara means humans. Devatabi is the higher beings, gods. Aham iti andaspuda grihyate. Each one of them, whether it is an animal, bird, or a creature, or a human being, or even the devas, everyone has this aham iti. I am, not the ego I, but I am, I exist, I am. Andaspuda grihyate. In the bosom. Spuda grihyate means absolutely clear. Everyone is grasping that aham in every one of them. Whether it is the animal, whether it is the birds and the creatures, or even the gods. Everyone has this aham. That aham is not the ego. It is the knowledge that I am, which Ramana Maharshi is asking us to find out who you are. So that type of a aham is what is saying, which is in the nature of ya samvit. It is in the form of samvit, consciousness. Swata achetana. Swata means by nature, achetana. What is achetana? The body. What we call it as pakshi tiryang nara devata. The pakshi mrigadi creatures, human beings and devata, everyone has got the body, and that body is swata achetana. By nature, they are all without chetana, without consciousness. Hridayaksha deha vishaya. Hridaya aksha deha vishaya. Hridaya means mind. Aksha means the sense organs. Deha means is the body. Vishaya is the objects. In all these, it is in the different forms. The mind, the sense organs, the body, physical body, and the objects. Yad bhasa bhandi, bhasyai bhandi, yet bhasa, the light of which consciousness, in which they appear to be existing. Their existence or their expression as drishya padarthas or the objects which is perceivable. That is only due to the bhasa or the light of consciousness. Asya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Na tatra suryo bhati na chandratarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kutoyam agni. Tameva bandham anubhadi sarvam. Asya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. We learned this in the Kathopanishad. Thus, the sun, the moon, the stars, the fire, everything is seeming to be shining. Tameva bandham anubhadi sarvam. Only when the consciousness is shining, even their shine can be perceived. Otherwise, their shine has no shine at all. So that shining is need to be acknowledged or to be known, then only it becomes shining. We know fire is something which is shining and having heat. But we see no fire in any of the objects, but we don't see the fire in the objects because of two reasons. One is the fire will show the light only when it is in a certain condition. But in the form of heat, it is there in every one of them. Whether it is a ice cube, which we call it as freezing cold, that is also heat only. But we call it as negative temperature because of we measure it. But it is all nothing but heat in the spectrum of high and low. That is present as the fire in everything. But we don't know that fire is present in every object. Only when it is being shown it as a heat or a light, we call it as fire. No, it is there present in everyone. Same way, in the form of the objects, whenever they are appearing, it is because the consciousness is there in them. We are able to perceive them. The perception of the experience is because of the consciousness in them. Otherwise, we are not able to perceive them. The perception itself is the proof that it is having consciousness in it. Otherwise, it is not having the potency to be perceived. So that is what here it is being mentioned, that Bhudam Bhadi Tam Bhasyai Pihitarka Mandala Nibam Spurtim Sada Bhavayan. Now what is that Pihitarka Mandala Nibam? Like as Pihitarka means, Arka means the sun. Pihitarka Mandalam means it is in the sky. The sun is now covered by the cloud. Tam Spurtim Bhavayan. They have this spurti or the light of consciousness in each one of them. Like the cloud covers the sun, we don't see the sun, but we feel the presence of the sun, even though we do not see the sun directly. Same way, in the bodies, achetana bodies, where we don't see the chetana, even in them, the chetana is present. Even in a rock, there is chaitanyam. But we are not able to see because Pihidarka Mandala Nibham, Spurtim Bhavayan. In this Spurti or this shining of consciousness is present in them, is what the yogi is doing. He is in ever meditation of knowing that there is nothing outside that consciousness, whether it is appearing as insentient rock or a sentient human being or animal and creatures or the Devata. He is Sada Yogi. He is always a yogi, Nirvrita Manasaha. Nirvrita Manasaha means there is no limitation for his expansion of his mind in the happiness. Sampurna Tripti. That is total happiness in knowing that there is nothing outside which is I am also made of. So he is getting the Sarvatma Bhava here in that form of Samvit, which is his nature, and he is a Sada Yogi, and that a person is my Guru, iti Eksha Manisha Mama, is my firm conviction. So here he is again bringing that it is nothing but the way in which we segregate, differentiate due to ignorance, that we are getting limited and we are not having the Sarvatma Bhava because of that. Once you have that knowledge that in the consciousness of mind is the consciousness of everything, and everything is experienced by me because the same consciousness is present in everything, every atom. Therefore, there is nothing outside me is the reason why which such a yogi is unperturbed, because there is nothing outside him or separate from him to challenge or to question or to make him fearful of the second one. So therefore he is Prashanta Manasaha, Nirvrita Manasaha, and that is my conviction. Is the reason why which the fourth sloka is also has been making it very clear that yogi is also my guru, whether he is in the form of a Chandala or Sadidvija. Now the fifth and the last sloka also I'll do it before we go to the question answer session. Yat saukyambuda lesha leshata ime shakradayo nirvrita yat chitte netaram prashanta kalane labdhva munir nirvritaha yasmin nitya sukhambudau galita dhir brahmaina brahmavit yak kanchit sa surendra vandita pado nunam manisha mama. Here also he is completing the same thing. It is my manisha mama, mama manisha. It is my firm conviction. He is indeed a guru. Here what is the nature of the guru? Brahmai na brahmavit. He is Brahma himself. He is not a brahmavit. In the Upanishad it is a brahmavit brahmaiva bhavati. That is what is mentioned here. Brahmaiva na brahmavit. Who is a Brahma? Yasmin nityam sukhambudau galadar dhi. His intellect, galidadi, is dissolved in everything. What type of ambu, what type of an ocean, sukhambudau, in what type of a happiness of ocean as his intellect dissolved? Yasmin nitya sukhambudau. It is eternal bliss in which his intellect has now dissolved, and he is not separate like drop falling into the ocean. This individual who has become Brahma himself, Brahmavit, na Brahmavit. He is not a Brahmavit. Brahmavit means one who knows Brahman. And he has become the Brahma itself by dissolving his intellect. He doesn't have the intellect separate from that Sukhambudau, in the form of ocean of knowledge. His intellect is not a tool anymore for him. Doesn't see his intellect as a tool. It has become one with the ocean of knowledge, which is in the eternal and bliss. Now, what type of a ocean is this? Yat Saukhyambuda Lesha Leshata Yeme Sukradayo Nirvrita. Shukradacharya is the guru of Devas. So that guru and Adaya means guru and the Shishyas. So the Shukracharya and Devendra of the rest of the Devas. Yat Sukhambu, in the Ambu means in the ocean of Sukha. Lesha Leshata Ime. They were drinking by little and they were remaining in the happiness. That Amrita, in the pot of Amrita, what they churned out of the Milky Ocean, they were taking it daily little by little and they were becoming dissolved in Brahman or dissolved in the happiness. That pot of water or Amrita, what is being served, is the one in which this Guru has dissolved his own intellect. So he has no separation from that. His identity has been dissolved. He is no more a separate individual. He has become one with the ocean of happiness, from which this Devas and the Deva Guru, he is taking a pot and enjoying daily little by little. Yat chitte nitaram prashanta kalane labdhva munir nirvrita. Munir nirvrita. In all the sages of yore who have become nirvrita, mean they have become emancipated or become released from their limitations and have become one with that ocean. Prashanta kalane labdhva. In that prashanta kalane labdhva, mean in the peace of that ocean. It is not only an ocean of bliss, it is an ocean of peace also. Nitaram means continuously the munis are in that ocean of peace and bliss. Yat chitte, that intellect, even the munis have dissolved their chitta in that same ambu or same ocean. So there is no individuality. That individuality is dissolved in that ocean of knowledge and has become one with the ocean of peace and bliss, from which the munis are enjoying being that ocean, the drop in the ocean, and Shukradi who think that they are still the body of the Devas because they have to abandon their body only after they finish their punya karmas. So till then they need to enjoy that. Therefore they take a pot of happiness into the pot and enjoy drop by drop daily. So this is the nature of that chit. In the form of chit or the chaitanya or the intellect, which has become now the nature of the Brahma or the Guru whom I am considering as my Guru. He is the one, indeed, he is the Brahma in personification. He is not Brahmavid, he is Brahma Eva. Brahmavid Brahmaiva Bhavati is my firm affirmation. To such a Guru is my prostrations. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. With that, I end this series of Manisha Panchakam. Now we'll take question answer. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you. Dhanyavada.
Thank you so much, Bindaji. In just a moment, we'll open the chat and the hand raising. Anyone is welcome to come up and discuss this. I really, really enjoyed this, and I really especially enjoyed the second mantra and you expounding upon, in a way, how we mimic our natural sense that we're associated with infinite space and also with eternity. So thank you so much for that. So anyone who would like to come up and talk, I'll open hand raising. Please feel free to come up. Shrini, feel free to go ahead.
Namaste, Binduji. Namaste, all. Thank you, Binduji. I think beautiful session.
Namaste.
Like Artemisia said, it's very simple and easily relatable to everybody. So, yeah, thank you. I enjoyed the session very much.
Thank you, Karan.
Hariom Venkat.
Hariom, Binduji, Junction.
Hariom.
I have questions, but for me, you are celebrating Guru today in various ways. It was amazing that Bhakti Baba, I've never seen it before, that is pouring out. The couple of things that come up, thought I'll get a clarification. Aham is now a self-evident knowledge. That is one place we said. Intellect dissolved. Where does it dissolve? It is the universal mind, individual intellect into a universal mind. Is that the way to look at it? I think each aspects were nicely dissected here. I thought I'll ask you this, Binduji.
No, that there is no universal mind. There is nothing other than that ocean of bliss, ocean of peace, ocean of knowledge, Samvit Samudram. That Samvit Samudram is itself is the Ananda Samudram or Shanti Samudram, whatever word you want to use, that it is Satchidananda Samudram. Or in that there is like a drop falling into the ocean. There is, you cannot take a separate universal mind still available, separate from the consciousness. No, it is one and the same.
This clarifies a lot. Thank you, Binduji.
Namaste Shobha. Hari Om.
Hari Om, Modaya. No questions. Yeah, just beautifully stated. Just enjoyed listening to it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Binduji, I had one question. This Guru Rityesha Manisha Mama, can it be interpreted like that Manisha is my Guru? That kind of conviction which is told in the first three padas is the my Guru, or some, is it like interchangeably it can be interpreted like this also? Because otherwise the thing is Guru is he is my Guru, that is my conviction, is one way we are saying it, right? Otherwise this kind of conviction is my Guru. So is it like interchangeable that way?
No, it is not interchangeable in this 5 sets of slokas, because he is praising the Guru, and in fact he is actually given a set of examples. What is you can look for a Brahmanishtam, Shrotriyam Brahmanishtam Guru, is what he has shown it in these 5 slokas. So it is for an aspirant. He is talking the nature of the Guru, and such a Guru is my conviction. He is my Guru, whom I should be approaching.
Okay, thank you, Vinodji.
Binoji, is this addressing also Govinda Pada, Shankara's Guru himself? I think it was pouring out in a way which is very unique here.
Yeah, he didn't specifically say it is Govindapada or Gaudapada or anybody. He is generally talking about Muni, Yogi, as the words he has used. Otherwise, he could have used Govinda or, Gaudabandam, Mahandam. So like that, he didn't use that. It is for any Guru who is established in that Brahmanishtam, and he has understood that it is Maya Kalpidam. He didn't say the Guru Kalpidam. Trigunaya avidyaya mayam shesham maya kalpidam. So it is my mistake that I am creating the world as separatedness from me. That Sarvatma Bhava has to come from such a Guru who has himself dissolved the separation. Then only he can be, then only he is my Guru. Let it be a form of Chandala or a Dvija, doesn't matter.
Hello, Bindoji. Namaste.
Namaste, Shivani.
Namaste. Bindoji, what the last statement which you made just now, then that means a person who is on spiritual path and, under somebody's guidance or taking somebody's guidance, then the person's own development proves the authenticity of the Guru also, na? Like you said, the person who is free can only free the other person. So if this student is able to progress on the path, then that speaks a lot about teacher, right? Or is it possible that it is all students' input and, maybe each to their own, what they get from there?
That is why Nischitya Vaja Guru. When the Guru talks about it, he should be emanating or he should be transmitting the conviction he has. That is the Nischaya of the Guru. And he is the one who is transmitting. Then there is no need to be worried about whatever may be his form. He is established, is being transmitted through his words. His words are the proof that he is established in it. Because we don't have a doubt when he talks about it. His conviction is reflected, or it radiates in his words. That is how we are to see that.
So yeah, yeah. So one more question, maybe a subset of this question or an extension of this question. So whenever somebody is progressing on the spiritual path, does the entire credit, if not entire, the maximum credit go to teacher only, the Guru only? Or is it possible that the student had the philosopher's stone in his hand and it didn't matter who the other person was, but the student had the ability to extract the right thing? Is this question, I don't know, Bindoji, if anything you can say.
Physical forms are different, Shivani. Guru is not a physical form, nor the Shishya is a physical form. That is why Prarabdhaya Samarpitam Vapuhu. When he is able to see that his body is separate and I am not the body, that knowledge, whoever gives it, the philosopher's stone is not either in the student's hand nor in the teacher's hand. It is in the hand of Chaitanya. That Sambit Samudram. That Brahmaivahamidam. That Brahma, as in the Kathopanishad said, no, Yamedam Vrunude. So it will shine if the right moment the student submits himself to his ego, to the knowledge which burns down the Agami Sanchita Prarabdha Karmas and releases him eternally from the identification that he is separate from the rest. That is the job of Brahma, Atma or Paramatma himself. Guru becomes a tool, the student thinks a tool, then Sarvatma Bhava comes. There is no Ishvara Jiva Jagat. There is no Ishvara Guru Jagat or Jiva. Everything is one and the same. So that Sarvatma Bhava takes over everything.
Yeah, thank you, Binduji. I got my answer. Thank you.
Namaste Jai.
Thanks, Binduji. Binduji, my question is, if I early in the morning, if I close my eyes, I can see thoughts coming and going, and even these assumptions that I'm not my thought, I am this space, stillness, silence, is okay, acceptable, and then the thoughts appear. So in a very indirect way, the space consciousness is what projects this thought. At least this is a little bit acceptable for me. But what I don't, or what is not easy for me to digest is that how does the space, which is stillness and peacefulness and not objective, created this objective universe and running this whole show? Is it same way this consciousness has got this magical power to create this internal thoughts? With that same magical power, it is also creating this external physical universe?
Jai, you should understand that there is no physical separate world or creation ever which has happened. When the knowledge doesn't happen, the Trigunatmika avidya in the mind, which we call it as Maya or ignorance, makes the mind feel that there is world, there is the individuality, everything in the world as real. What is the definition of the real? The real is the one which doesn't change, undergo change at any conditions, whether it is space or time, doesn't matter. The space-time causation cannot change the real. The real will be the same in all the three conditions. So, if you look at the world is changing. Every day, every minute it is changing. And for me, it is not there when I am dreaming. It's another world. And it is another thing, it is in my deep sleep. So, from my experiential point of view also, the world is appearing and disappearing. The dream is appearing and disappearing, which we are able to say, no, it is not real. Why, when the world is appearing and disappearing in the waking, why don't we say it as it is also like dream-like, appearing and disappearing? We can't say it because we are in the waking. Just as the dreamer could not negate the dream, the waker cannot negate the waking. But when we have the knowledge that we are not the waker, we are not the physical body, the mind, the intellect are all the physical body's components for perception. I am the awareness, that Jagat Sakshi, or the one which has been the witness for all the changes of waking, dream and deep sleep. As a witness, the feeling of I has never undergone any change from childhood to now, nor during the waking, dream and deep sleep. Every time the I, the experiencing entity, the subject, not the intellect, is, even when the intellect is being observed, that ups and downs in the intellect, the emotions in the mind, the feelings and the thoughts, everything is being observable as object. So the subject, which is awareness, which is observing everything, doesn't undergo any change. So there is only one thing which is unchangeless in the whole process. So what you call it as changing, is it really changeless or is it changing? You have to make an analysis. That nischitya, that nischaya, or that firm conviction that other than me everything is changing, and therefore what is changing is not me, is one thing which you have to understand. That is as far as what you call it as real and unreal. Now, real and unreal also has got three different definitions. One is mithya, one is asat, and one is bhranti. So bhranti, we know, we don't take it as considered as real. Asat is that which is never possible, like a barren woman's child or a horns of a hare, etc., etc. But there is something called mithya. That is, it is there, but at the same time, in reality, it is not there. Like the snake on the rope or water in the mirage. These are all the if what you look at, the whole world can be categorized into one of the three groups. What gives a reality, but appearing for a time. When it is appearing, it is a real feeling. Otherwise, it is not appearing. So that is what is like the snake of the rope or the mirage. And the world is like that. And in the world itself, there are absolutely impossible things which we call it as asat. And there is something called bhranti, like the experience of the swapna or seeing a magic or a daydreaming. These are all in the bhranti category. So all the three you can categorize and you can put one of the every experience into one of them, except you cannot put yourself into one of them, because you are always the one which is knowing. Vitnyadaram are kena vijaniyat. How can the knower ever know himself? Because he is always there as a knower. Viparilopo na vidyate avinashitvat. That with knower doesn't go through any diminishing. Even in the deep sleep, it is not diminishing. Avinashitvat, because it is nasarahita. It doesn't go through destruction at all. That is what you are. Tadattvamasi. That knowledge, when it is shining in you with conviction, without any doubt or viparya or ajnana, then you can always be in that. Even when you are waking and experiencing the world, you know the world is unreal, like the mirage being experienced or like the snake being experienced on a rope. You are experiencing the names and forms on consciousness. The names and forms of the world cannot independently exist if there is no consciousness or being or Satchitananda as a support or the substratum. We call it as by names and forms and call it as the world. The rock, the animals, the trees, the birds, my body, everything is part of that, where I have given a name and form, but everything is to me consciousness. In consciousness, I use the name and form for transaction. That is not a bad thing. But forgetting them to be not consciousness is when you create problems for yourself.
Thank you, Binduji. Actually, while you were talking, I have noted down 3 questions. One question you have answered, but let me re-verify with you here. So the question actually I want to ask was, so whatever the sense organs which is showing are all lies? Was my question. And after listening to you, my understanding is that it is mithya. It appears so, but actually it is not so.
Right.
But then, right? So it has like a dream reality. In the dream, it looks like real. So physically, the table in front of me, it is reality. I thought 100% it is real. But now, after 50 years of age, after like listening to you now 2 minutes ago, I just got this insight that this is the quality of mithya. In the sense, it is like, looks like snake, but actually it is rope. I mean, it is not that what it looks like. Correct?
Absolutely. The table is consciousness. You are given a name for table because of the form and the utility of it. You have given a name for it and a shape for it, and perceiving it as a table. No, the perception is not bad. But when you are perceiving, please understand that what you are experiencing is in awareness, as consciousness. So the world, whether it
Okay.
is there or not,
So the fundamental reality is that awareness, even if it is a table or a thought or anything in this world, it appears in that awareness only. So if at all there is something timelessly real, it should be awareness.
yes, you remove awareness, can it be exist? That is the question which you have to ask.
Okay. Then actually this question goes back to my first question which I noted. So you are saying that there is this thing called awareness, which is changeless, and that is why it is the only reality, and it is timelessly existing, is the statement you are making. Right, Binduji? And these are the statement Advaita people are all
Yes.
making. I want to start from scratch here. Now, just assume a high school kid in anywhere in the world, normal kid, he doesn't know about all these things. He has to study and all those things, right? Now, at this age, if somebody comes and says, hey, look, there's something called changeless, that is what appears, yesterday also it was there, and this thing, I mean, the reason I want to find out is that, okay, the high school, like a 10-year-old kid, 15-year-old kid from any part of the world doesn't know that he is the timeless, changeless, that awareness in which everything appears and disappears. Now somebody comes and says, hey, look, your reality is this one. Now, I'm not a very knowledgeable person, I'm not a mature person and all those things, right? So how can I even accept this? I can at maximum in 10 minutes of listening, I can infer. Yeah, maybe everything changes or maybe there's something which is changeless. But then I do not know the reality of the changeless. So Bindoji, my question is, to know the reality of the simple statement, I have to struggle 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years then, which is happening to everybody in the world, like including myself. Is it how it is?
No. You are that even this very moment.
But I don't
What
know. No.
just you have to drop. But because you think what you are, you think whatever you think you are. Ask the question whether you are that. Are you the body?
Logically, if you see unconsciously, whether this is me only. If somebody hits my thigh or slaps me,
And
wait a second.
my question is very simple. My question is very simple, Jai. Your childhood also, you said you are Jai. Your body was there at that time. What was the shape and size and everything? It has undergone a change when you are now 50 or plus. And you are still having that I am Jai, in the body which is different from that was in the child. So there is something which is changeless in that body. The body has undergone change and one day it will drop off. You never knew when it came up. Later when the mind developed, you were given name and your memory started developing. Your memory is now the one. You are pooling your memory to define things in the world. If I ask you, Jai, without referring to one item from your memory, neither the language, the object, or anything you remember in your memory, can you explain who you are?
Okay, yeah, I mean, I have to think back. So everything is as shown by the memory, as whether it's a lie Oh yeah, and then whatever is shown by the memory is transient, lie, its qualities that of the dreams.
You are pulling out from your memory the terms and terminologies and trying to define it. That all developed when you started developing your mind. And now we are conditioned by the mind to think that we are the body. Subconsciously, all the terms which you want to use, you will justify to say, establish that I am the body. If your arms are amputated, will you become an iota less? The I-ness in you will become less? It won't. Even if your leg is broken off or amputated, you still have the I-ness or I amness full. Even if your both eyes become blind, your I-ness will still remain. What it shows that the body is assemblage of so many parts. The parts are not you. Even the body, the mind is not you because you are aware of your thoughts. The thoughts are coming in your mind and going. You are able to observe your thought. You are aware of your thoughts. When you are happy, you are aware. When you are sad, you are aware. What are you? It is that aware with which you are saying I am aware. That is the awareness. You can be aware only with awareness. That is why I am saying we are awareness.
Okay, I got one more insight, Binduji. So actually the question I was trying to ask you was, if somebody slaps me, let us assume, right? Then, which is my body, obviously, but then I will say he slapped me, which is socially correct. But now, just like a couple of minutes ago, I understood that, see, transactionally, it is okay if somebody slaps me, say, hey, look, he slapped me, and then give police complaint or, whatever. If he's got a gun or a knife, fight back or all those things is okay transactionally. But in the timeless reality way, I was not slapped. A slap happened inside my consciousness. Correct, Binduji?
Exactly. What happened? Suppose you killed somebody in the dream. Will you be crucified
But in the dream,
for
yes.
that killing?
But in the dream, people will chase me. They'll put me to prison.
Yes, people will chase you. And that way, when you wake up from the dream, the people have gone, the killing has gone, everything has gone because they were all unreal. Same is the case when you wake up from your waking to the Parajagrat. You will realize that all these things are nothing but the waker's experience. And you are not the waker alone. You are the Sakshi which is there in waking, dream and deep sleep and knowing that you are going through waking, dream and deep sleep. So, Prota Jagat Sakshini, that Jagat Sakshini, not only yours, the whole world has got the same Sakshi. It is not your Sakshi or you are becoming a Sakshi. The Sakshi is the same for everyone. That is the awareness which is the Sakshi.
Beautiful, Banuji. Maybe one last question for now. See, now, over these years, I also heard that, the universe is running the show and it's God, thy will be done, is what I've heard. So now, even when I was trying to realize who is this wholeness and all those things, sometimes the thought will come, what if the universe willed that Jay has to take birth like this and he has to do like this, he should undergo these pains and then he has to cry and he has to, all these things happen. Now suddenly if I work hard and know that my reality is that wholeness, won't the universe be like unhappy a little bit? Because it willed Jay to cry and be tortured and then all those pain he has to undergo. Now if I know I am this Jagrat, timeless consciousness, then I'll stop worrying about anything. So won't the universe be like, anticlimax for the universe?
Where is the universe other than you? Who created the universe? It is an idea, a notion in your mind, isn't it?
Yes, yeah.
And we think that universe, everything is there in the mind. And when you are transacting with the knowledge that it is all real. You are saying. That is why in the Brahma Sutra, Ubodhkada, Shankaracharya very clearly says, Yushmat Atsmat Pratyaya Gocharayo Vishay Vishino Tama Prakashavad Viruddha Swabhavayo. Like that, he said Tama Prakashavad Viruddha Swabhava, the nature of, knowledge and ignorance. Yet ignorance takes control over the knowledge. Like the darkness makes the light dim. But light can remove darkness if it is when it is full. The midday sun has no darkness in it. Our awareness, the jnanagni, or the light of awareness, has to be bright and full. Then only we will know that the universe is creation by me, the world is a creation by me, the names and forms are nothing but my ideas. All those things are nothing but ideation or human construct. That nididhyasanam, after your mananam, when you get convinced in your intellect that yes, what I heard, when I apply it to my intellect, rationally it is correct. But it will become your experience only when you become convinced about it. Rationally, you will accept it. Intellectually and, logically, you may feel that everything is right. But it is still not yours. It becomes yours when you are one with it. And that knowledge becomes you. Then you are Brahma. Brahmavit, no. You won't become Brahmavit, you will become Brahma itself, which is the last mantra, which the last sloka says. He is no more called a Brahmavit, he is called Brahma himself. The Atma, Brahmavit, Brahmaiva Bhavati. That will be the nature in which we will experience it. That has to become your conviction. Unless you get convinced about it, unchallenged, not even in the dream, if somebody is asking, you will be telling that answer only. Even if in waking somebody asks, you will be telling that answer only. That will be the nature with which your conviction will be there. Unchallenged, undisturbed, nobody can destabilize it. That is the firmness with which you are convinced about the truth. Then only you can say you are established in it.
Thank you, both of you, for those really, really good questions. Very, very nice to see you, Jay. To people who have been listening, we did turn hand raising off a few minutes ago so that we could end as we usually do. But Binduji, can you speak a little bit about what's forthcoming in this house?
Okay. Since we have completed Manisha Panchakam, and today is being Sunday, either we can keep Wednesday a Q&A session or we can start Taittiriya. I am okay with both. I think we will start Taittiriya and keep Sunday for Q&A so that anything is there generally we can cover that also. Because that first section of Taittiriya is more on meditation. So there will be less tattva, questions on the philosophy of this thing, right? It's more on the rituals and practices. So we will do Wednesday, Taittiriya will start Wednesday and Friday. And coming Sunday, we will do the Q&A. That is better. Yes, we will do that with Artemisha.
Yeah, that sounds perfect. So just to let people know, we'll go back to the more usual schedule of having classes on Wednesdays and Fridays, Upanishad classes. And then after those classes directly, there is some question and answer. We usually go for about an hour and a half total. And then we'll have a straight up Advaita Q&A on Sundays again for now, same time, 8:30 IST. So thank you very, very much, Binduji, Jay, Venkat, Shrini, people for asking these questions. Really happy to hear it. Really, it's such a privilege to be able to hear something like this, Manisha Panchakam, and hear the deeper wisdom that you can bring from your own life, Bindu. So thank you to everybody. Thank you to Prakash, who didn't hardly speak, but thank you so much for being here. And we'll see you all on Wednesday then. Hari Om.
Hari Om and Namaste.
Hari Om,
Good night,
Mudaya.
everyone.
Hari Om, everyone.